So much happening around the world of sports, and of course we're right here to make sure that you get nothing but the very best. Welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Well, just like I said earlier, lots of things are happening in the world of sports, not just the World Cup. We've got the Confederations Cup, the draws have been made. Lots of speculations now about managers leaving, coaches leaving national teams, players moving to one club or the other because of the January transfer window. A lot of other things that are happening in the world of sports, and we're right here to give it to you as it arrives, and of course make sure that you get nothing but the very best. Right here on the show, I have the pleasure to welcome Olawale Peters right here in the studio so that we can discuss all this. Always a pleasure.
It's my pleasure being here with you all the time. It's nice being at Trust TV, talking sports, doing what we know how to do best.
Exactly. It's always fun when you talk about sports. Sports is always fun. It puts a smile on your face no matter what mood you're actually in.
Yeah, definitely. And I can recall the way I was shouting and jubilating after the Moroccan won their match.
And made it to
like
semi-finals.
20 minutes later, I was like, oh, is it Nigeria that won the match? I said, no, it's the spirit. That's the spirit of sportsmanship.
All right. So that's what we're talking about. So do we have the World Cup? We'll talk about that. But we'll start from the home front, you might say. The draws for the Confederations Cup have been made. And that's Africa's Continental Championship. And of course, our very own Rivers United are there. They're going to be playing in the Confederations Cup, and they face tough teams in the group stage of the Confederations Cup and the draw that has just been made. So we'll take a look at those draws so that we can see exactly how Rivers United are going to fare when it comes to this. Now, but before we take a look at the draws. We saw how poorly we did continentally when teams actually went there. Do we expect anything different from Rivers United this time around?
No, sincerely no. Okay. You see, when it comes to intercontinental football, if you do not invest, if you do not invest, and sincerely, you shouldn't be expecting miracle to happen. That's number one. Number two, if you are investing, you shouldn't be expecting the investment to yield immediately. If you look at the poor way and manner in which we manage our domestic league, definitely we'll be expecting nothing.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to that. It all boils down to how our league is structured and how it's run.
That is the problem, sincerely. That is the problem. That is why we will not stop talking about the NFF should come out through the Minister of Youth and Sport. Let them have a policy in place. Let them have whatever they need to have, that the state government, they should just release. Me and you, we can go into Kano Pillars and buy shares from Kano Pillars. We can go to Enugu Rangers, we can go to Lobby Stars, we can buy from them. Now, this is election period, 2023.
Exactly.
There's no governor right now that will be paying attention to any
football club.
Football. No. The attention now is how to win the election for their principal, for their supporters, or what have you.
Exactly.
So what's going to happen in the next 2-3 months? Now, come May next year, no, the election will be in February, but the swearing in will be in May. When the new government takes over also, are you expecting someone that just comes in to now be focusing on football? No. So that means between now and May next year, our football will be winning players, their welfare will not be taken care of, and things cannot, I don't know the reason why they are still holding on to it as if their life depends on it.
Because the thing is, a lot of people, what we have a problem is, back in the days, it didn't used to be like this. We had lots of private participation when it came to football. We know the Abiola Babes, the Ranch Bees, the Wanyawu National, Concord. We had
Omidera Babes,
Leventis United. You understand? We had a lot. You hardly hear of state-owned teams back then when we were talking about the late 70s, early 80s, even mid-80s. But now it's totally different. Is there a way back?
Okay, the first we need to look at, we have to look at the conducive environment. Okay. Because let's take football as business.
Exactly.
You cannot run your business in an economy or in an environment that is not secure. Okay. That is number one. If we make the avenue, the environment, the country to be conducive enough for everybody to play. What do I mean? The situation whereby Abuja team is going to Maiduguri. They don't have money to go by flight, but they have a very good bus that can take them to Maiduguri. What is the state of our road? That is number one. What is the state of accommodation in Maiduguri? If you are going to Anambra, what is the situation? They want to play the ball the match, on Monday. What is going to happen on that Monday? Exactly. Will they allow people to come out? So these are the things that the government should do first to make the environment conducive for everybody. Then you now see individuals to come in
and their money.
And they make their money. Sincerely, we can make a lot of money from this. We can provide employment for a lot of people.
It's a gold mine.
Do you know the amount of money, income, that Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, they are contributing to the GDP of UK, Italy, and Spain, even Brazil? Do you know how amount of money they are making? Do you know the number of employment? Do you know the number of people that are taken away from the streets to do that? That is what I think we really need to do. If we start doing that, like you rightly mentioned, in the 80s or even early 90s, do we care about Premier League?
No, we didn't.
We didn't care about Premier League.
We didn't.
We always been waiting for 3SC to play with Upsuti. Yes, let's use the word for them. Upsuti.
Exactly.
I remember vividly when Shooting Star and Samalek of Egypt, they played the CAF Confederation Cup there. In fact, they fixed the match in the afternoon that because the Egypt and the Egyptian, rather, in the afternoon, they don't really perform very well. Yeah. So they fixed that match at Adamasingba in the afternoon. They came in the afternoon and they ran up. And if you see the stadium, well packed.
Jam-packed.
Well packed. And before we go into that, we have to look at the secondary school. Principal's Cup.
Principal's Cup.
When I was in secondary school.
Do we still have it?
I don't think so. Where you have some of these secondary schools now that they only use 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom for secondary school. So where do they want to have the pitch to even start training? We are always looking forward to that Principal Cup. When I was in secondary school, from there we got a lot of players. Nuga Games, Nipuga, we get a lot of players from them. Chiyolof in Jano, we got them from there. And Vincent Enyama, we got a lot of players from. So we have to go back to the grassroots to start with. But the government, they need to provide enabling environment to allow people, businessmen, to come in. And you can't tell me that the likes of Alhaji Aliko Dangote doesn't have what it takes. Someone that wanted to buy
Arsenal at one point, yes, exactly.
It has what it takes to do the same thing.
Maybe you should start thinking about how to revive BCC Lions.
Yes. So we have a lot of wealthy individuals. Otedola, even Fashola is a sport-loving individual, so His Excellency. Itui can do that. So we have a lot of people that needs to do. Until we look into this, sincerely, we will not do anything when it comes to intercontinental
football.
And what the Plateau United, what they'll be doing right now, it is their own individual effort because they are self-motivated because they love it, but they need to be supported. If that support is not coming, and sincerely, the state government cannot do this all alone. Let's go to Plateau State now. Let's look at the civil servant. What is their state currently? That the governor will now be looking at taking care of footballers. So until we look into that, sincerely, that's the best way to go.
Well, we've talked about this a lot of times, and we're going to still talking about it until we get it right. Yes, until we get it right. We need to fix our league. We need to make our league marketable. We need to have a product that we can sell to the world. If not, we'll still be sitting at home watching Ethiopian League and the Kenyan League on TV, and that will be quite unfortunate for everybody. Well, let's talk about the big one. We can't talk football now and not talk about the World Cup. That is the big one. And of course, is the Final Four. We're going to start seeing that. We're going to play the semi-finals right now. And a certain Argentinian is ready, has his eye on making history by winning the World Cup. But a certain Croatian midfield dynamo is standing in his way. So we have Argentina versus Croatia. First semi-final of the World Cup in Qatar, coming up in a few hours. A lot of people said is Modric versus Messi.
Okay, I don't agree with them.
Okay.
It's Croatia
versus Argentina.
Versus Messi.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and why do I say so? If you look at the Croatian team, they play as a team.
A unit.
And a unit. They are not looking for Emilio Kant syndrome of Messi that he believes
it's my turn.
It is his turn. So that is totally different.
That's a less perspective.
Sorry?
That's a less perspective to that.
So everybody in Argentina, they are playing for Messi. But the Croatian team, they are playing for the team, for the unit, and for their nation. So it's totally different. Even if you watch the interview of the supporters of Argentina before the match, they will tell you that they want the World Cup for Messi.
Not for Argentina.
Not for Argentina. So that is the difference.
Okay.
So they are motivated to work for Messi, while the Croatian team, they are motivated to work for their country, their supporters, and everybody. So that's why I said it is Croatia versus Messi.
Okay.
Now, if you now look at the Croatian team, they have a lot of experienced players. And if you look at their midfield, to me, they have the best midfield in this World Cup.
Okay.
Luka Modric. It's not one player. It's like 2 or 3 players combined with his age. It's very strong. This Chelsea player also, Kovacic. Also, it's a very, very good player. We know him very well when he was in Madrid, and we saw what he did with Chelsea also. So their midfield are very, 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 very strong. So they are motivated to do that.
All the other units as well.
Yes, they have everybody, and their keeper also has been very fantastic. Martinez also has been very fantastic, but I'll pick Luka before I pick Martinez. That's the truth. So I think it's going to be a tough match. History will be made also because the Croatian team haven't lost the final to France.
Last time around.
2018. They'll be looking forward to, okay, let me get to the
one step further.
Let me get to the final for the second consecutive time. Okay? Then the Argentine team also, they'll be looking at the last time a player single-handedly won a trophy, World Cup trophy for them, was in 1978, the late Diego Armando Maradona. So Messi wants to replicate the same thing and bring it to. So it's going to be very, very interesting.
So I like the way you opened the door to that, because I actually wanted to know how to sneak in this argument. I was going to sneak in this argument into the conversation. Now, a lot of comparisons have been drawn. Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi. For those of us who are privileged enough to watch Maradona play, and of course privileged enough to watch Messi play, which I know you are one of those people, where do you stand when it comes to that divide? Now let's take away the World Cup glory. Let's look at them as players now. Let's not look at the World Cup. Let's look at what they have done as players.
Okay, I'll take Maradona above Messi.
All right.
It's like we are comparing Pele with Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Cafu, or Neymar. That's the truth. I'll pick Diego Armando Maradona
any day of the week.
Any day, anytime, because you see, he's a player that is extraordinary. Take it or leave it. And for a player to single-handedly win a World Cup for his country, it is not easy.
Emphasis on single-handedly, because
that hand of God, we cannot forget it. That is the difference between Maradona and Messi. Messi won't do that. Messi will not do that. Just like what Luis Suarez did for Uruguayan team against Ghana. Messi will not do that.
So he doesn't have that killer instinct.
Exactly. So, but when it comes to Maradona, he can do whatever it is to make sure he does that. So Messi doesn't have that spirit.
All right. Well, we'll look to see whether Messi can be able to do that. We're still talking about the semi-final.
But that doesn't take away the fact that Messi is still one of the best player on the planet we've ever seen. Not at all. If he plays tonight, he's going to play tonight. Definitely, he's the captain of the team. So he's going to record Mattel's record of playing 25 times at the World Cup,
which is
another record.
Amazing,
very, very amazing. So it's a very, very, very great player. But the difference between good, better, and best.
Okay.
So that's the difference between him and
Maradona. Even if he wins the World Cup.
Sorry?
Even if he wins the World Cup now with Argentina.
Probably if he wins the World Cup with Argentina, then we can now come back to have a conversation on it.
Oh, okay. We'll still talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right, so we will definitely talk about it after the World Cup. But let's still stick with this game now. A lot of emphasis has been made on this. Messi winning the World Cup. But how profound will it be for Luka Modric to actually finally lift that trophy? He took them, they went last time around. They came close.
Very, very.
Fell to a French team. Now he's at it again. And definitely, this is the last bus stop when we're not going to see Luka Modric playing in the World Cup, most likely.
Why? Why? How is he? Luka Modric is 36 years old.
Exactly.
And we have Roger Miller of Cameroon, played at the World Cup at the age of 42 years, exactly. And he scored. And believe me, but don't quote me.
Okay.
For Roger Miller to say he's 42 years old, you know how he will be at that time. So if Luka Modric is 36 years old now,
so he can still make it to 2026.
Yes, at 40 years old. So
all right.
I don't believe these people saying this is Luka Modric last World Cup, this is Messi last World Cup. If they are still in form, they still have something to offer. Look at Dani Alves, 39 years old.
He's still doing it.
Still doing it.
We have a 41-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yes,
still doing it.
So that means it's not really there. It depends on if they are still fit or their country still need them during the next World Cup.
All right. Well, let's go back to my question now. How fantastic will it be? Which one will be best? Messi winning the World Cup and being compared or mentioned in the same sentence as Maradona, or Luka Modric lifting this World Cup?
Okay, and I believe in hard work. I don't believe in compensation.
Okay.
I don't believe the World Cup should be something that will compensate a player for, because you have already won everything, and the only thing that is left for you to win is the World Cup. No, that's not the issue.
Ronaldo would have had a case if that was the issue.
Exactly. Yeah. And Luka Modric also. In fact, I would have preferred Luka Modric to lift it than the Argentina and than Maradona to lift it. Why? It was at the last. They played up to the final at the last World Cup, in which the Argentina team did not. The Croatia team, they are not known for football the way the Argentina team are known for the football. It is high time we have to have a blend of new countries, new nations, winning the World Cup. Not that the status quo should still remain. Sincerely, either for number one, Morocco, it's my 100% number one choice when it comes to the World Cup, then followed by Croatia.
So how amazing will it be to have a Morocco-Croatia final?
Very fantastic, very fantastic, and you know, football is very funny. We may even have a repeat of Croatia and France, maybe in the third place.
Well, all those are possibilities. All those are actually possibilities that could happen. But the main thing is, really, is this a true reflection of the quality of these teams? Now, are these the best 4 teams at this World Cup? Just judging by what you've seen.
To me, yes, they are the best.
Okay.
Now, let's take the Moroccan team, for example. For a team to play 5 matches and they considered only one goal. They kept 4 clean sheets. It's not an error. It's not by mistake. The Croatian team, they did it 4 years ago.
And now they're doing it again.
And they are doing it again. The France team, without Kimbele, Benzema, Pogba, N'Golo Kante, and they are here now already at the semi-final. Sincerely, it is not a fluke. It is not by mistake.
Okay. So these are
also, the Argentina team, even before the World Cup, a lot of pundits predicted that it is Argentina team that will win the World Cup based on their performance at the last Copa America that they won. So the 4 teams that they are playing currently now in the semi-final, it's not a fluke, it's not a mistake. As far as I'm concerned, they are the best. A lot of people argue with me that no, England is supposed to be in the semi-final, and I told them one thing. It's because we are so used to Premier League. We are seeing Saka every day. We are seeing Mason Mount every day. We are seeing Kane every day. So we are used to them that, oh, these are the best. No, you only know the best when it comes to the World Cup. Now, the Croatian goalkeeper and the Moroccan goalkeeper, do we know them before now? A lot of people don't know them.
Exactly.
The captain of the Moroccan team, that their defender. A lot of people doesn't know anything about him until the World Cup. So that is the beauty of the World Cup.
You have Amrabat, who's playing an extreme blinder when it comes to the World Cup. A lot of people that don't watch Serie A do not know who Amrabat actually is. They think that this guy is coming from nowhere.
He's not coming from somewhere. He's a footballer also, he's a player also. But we don't know who he is because we are not watching the league that he plays. So that's just the truth. The 4 teams that are playing in the semi-final so far,
they are the best.
It's not by mistake. It's not a fluke. they are the best and they deserve to be there.
All right, they deserve to be there. And of course, for you England fans out there, well, you need to get your acts together to do it again in 2026. Talking about the England team, lots of debate has been running around saying that they lost the game because the referee was poor, because Southgate didn't make the right decisions. He took off Saka when he was not supposed to do that. And lots of people are saying it's time for him to go. He has nothing more to offer. But a former England great, Alan Shearer, absolutely amazing player, is saying that Southgate still should remain because he has unfinished business.
What business? To bring the trophy home? The way they are singing.
It's coming home.
It's coming home. You don't know like it's a player that is going home before the trophy. Yeah. Honestly, you see, for the English team, the Three Lions, before they can smell the World Cup, they need to change their orientation. Okay. Two things they need to do. Most of their players need to go and try another league apart from the Premier League, where they are being protected by the press,
and by
the FA as well. They need to go outside there and do it. That's number one. Then number two, they need to have a coach. When I say a coach that is not
Gareth Southgate.
No, that's not even from England also. Yeah. They have to go outside there to get a coach that is not a Briton. They need to do that.
But they tried it with Eriksen and it didn't work out as well.
It didn't work out, but he tried also. You should have just given him time. One thing about them is if you are not one of them, no matter what you do. No, let's take, for example, now, if Southgate is not...
was not English.
It's not English. Yeah. What do you think will have happened now?
They would have been sacked a very long time ago.
That is the
Probably
truth.
would have been sacked a very long time ago.
a very long time ago. Not even now.
Exactly.
So, but if it is one of them, that's why if they are selling their players, you see the hike in price, the hype in the players also before they sell the players. So that they need to come to the reality that for us to do this, we need to do this. One, their player, they have to change their mentality to go outside there and try other league where they will not be protected by the FA, by the referee, or by the press. Then number two, the coach, they should look for the best coach. Not a must that they should go and look for, just like they did for Lampard to come to Chelsea, they did for Gerrard to go and coach. What happened after? What you don't have, you cannot give. No matter how they package you, the reality we show. So as far as I'm concerned, he has done what he can do, and 2026 will be more interesting and more tougher than 2022.
All right. Well, let's just stay with that. A lot of people actually believe that the English have this sense of entitlement, believing that everybody should lie down for them so that they could go and take the cake. But let's that aside, because that is a discussion for another day. Let's still stick with Southgate now. If Southgate leaves, you said they should go elsewhere, look beyond the shores of England, Britain completely. Who would you suggest?
I have a coach in mind, but I'm sure if the English FA are watching this program, they will come for my head. Okay. They should go and get someone like Jose Mourinho.
You think he can be able to do the job?
He will do the job very, very well because he understands the game, he understands the players, he understands the country itself, and is a coach that will do what he thinks is the best for the country, not for an individual.
So do you think we'll see Southgate in 2026?
No.
We will not.
No. 4 years is a long time.
If he's not sacked now, he'll be sacked.
I don't think he can take the eight because there will be another European league before that time. And I don't see the English team
doing anything
winning
worthwhile.
it. And that will now come with a lot of pressure that will make him to resign. That is if he survives this the current situation
right now. Yeah. All right, well, Southgate must go. That is the verdict right here from Walawale Peters right here in the studio. Well, from Gareth Southgate, let's talk about individual players now. One player that has been making the news for a very long time is Atletico Madrid's João Felix, and he's in the news right now because his agent is said to has spoken to Chelsea and Manchester United, and now he's still talking to Aston Villa and Newcastle as well. He has a 100 million price tag attached to him. All right, and he's looking to leave Atletico Madrid because he doesn't believe that it's the right place for him right now. Do you think João Felix right now is a 100 million pound player?
I don't understand when people will complain that our own Osimhen doesn't worth 100 million. And João Felix worth 100 million. Okay. Sincerely, he worth it also. Is a very good player, and you have to look at their age also because that is something that clubs normally look into before they apply how long you have to be with them. So I think it's taking the right decision to leave Atletico Madrid, and probably can be a very good replacement for Ronaldo at Manchester United.
Oh, really?
He's from Portugal.
Because I was just talking to somebody off air, and that person was like, the marriage between João Felix and Manchester United is not going to be a good one.
Why is it not going to be a good one? He's going to be at home. Bruno is there already to make him settle at home, because that's one thing most of these players they really want. That's why you see the Brazilian, anywhere their star is, they have one or two of their players playing in the same league with them. It makes them feel at home and make them have the confidence. I think it's a very good one for them. Newcastle also wouldn't be a bad option for him, because if you look at the Newcastle team right now, they are really doing very, very well. They just need one or two players to just hype them up.
Oh, all right. Well, João Felix there looking to make a move to the Premier League. Talking about players making a move right now, Yassine Bono of the Moroccan national team goalkeeper has been attracting a lot of interest from Europe as well. Real Madrid and a lot of Premier clubs are looking at him right now. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. It happens every year. It happens once you have 2, 3, 4 star players at the World Cup and clubs who wants to come to sign you. And one of the reasons why people always go to the World Cup with their best performances is because they want that attraction to come to them. I think it's good for him. If you want to go to Spain, I think it's just 14 kilometers from Morocco to Spain. Just take Okada through the Mediterranean Sea, and so you'll still be at home, but you should just look at where his future lies very well. Where he's going to have the playing time so that he can continue to develop himself
and improve his career. All right, well, improving the career and, of course, making the very best out of sports is what we do here on 360 Sports. I've been in conversation with Olawale Peters, which is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant having you on the show. Absolutely
it's my pleasure
brilliant.
being here.
Thank you so very much for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
All right, well, this is how we wrap up 360 Sports for today. We are right here making sure that sports, as we always say, is fitness and business as well. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for staying with us.